Alright, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if you're not subscribed. Consider subscribing, commenting, liking, all that good stuff really helps out the channel. Check out the links in the description below if you would like to. I got a vintage dresser here. This is from the 1950s. This is probably the most work I've ever done as far as it being beaten up. This is definitely more so of a learning project for me, so I'm going to throw it up on YouTube anyways. Definitely not perfect. Could not fix that drawer that you see, and the whole right side needed to be bondoed, but that was my first experience with Bondo. But yeah, let's check out the process. So the first thing we need to do is start taking off the old hardware, or in this case, the wood knobs. So let's check that out. Alright, so let's get this thing cleaned up. I'm just going to use crud cutter, spray it everywhere, and wipe everything off. And time to get this thing sanded down and preparing for paint. So I'll be using 150 grit on the whole thing. So what I'm doing right here is I'm basically taking a knife and I'm cutting out the kind of bubbles, if you will, and creating a flat surface so it's kind of flush with the rest of the veneer, just so when I skim over it, it's smooth and it doesn't have the bubble sticking out again. Alright, so let's get all that dust off using a tack cloth. Alright, so as I said before, this is my first time using Bondo. I bought two of these. This project, like I said, was more so of a learning experience. The dresser itself was 20 bucks, and these two things of Bondo came out to be about 34. I didn't really think I could sell the dresser for that much, but I did buy it for the learning experience. So all I'm doing here is mixing it on the cardboard right there and slapping it on the spaces that need it. And so here I am attempting to sand it down with a block, but this stuff is very, very hard. So I had to use my orbital sander for this side and the other side. And the right side did take 2 layers, but I ended up getting it pretty smooth, and it looks pretty good in the end. Still a little bit of divots and everything, but otherwise I was pretty happy with my first time doing this. So this is my attempt at manually shaping a 90-degree angle into the drawer. Came out okay. Again, this is manual. I know there's some techniques with some Vaseline and whatnot. I didn't have that, so yeah, came out okay. Let's check out the process. And that technique worked out terribly, so I had to do it again. So there was some pretty big divots in the first coat of the Bondo, so I decided to go over those divots with the second coat. So I left this to dry overnight, and this is my second attempt, but first attempt at shaping it manually. Again, it came out alright, but I need to make sure I learn some more techniques for it in the future. I wanted to stain the top. I got most of the old stain off with the sander. This is pretty old solid wood, so that was pretty easy, but decided to try to do some mineral spears to get the rest off. And I'm pretty sure I didn't put any stripper on it anyways, but majority of it did come off, and I was pretty happy with this one. Alright, so we can finally prep this for some primer after all that work. So yeah, we'll be taping off the top because I'm going to stain it later and getting this ready for primer. Alright, so let's start getting some color on this thing. As always, I'm using the Zinsser primer for this. So after using the Zinsser primer, I noticed that there was some oil and stuff coming up from the original wood, so I decided to grab some Kills and spray those spots. So I'll be spraying this with a lighter color. It's a mix between Memory Lane and Chiffon Cream. Kind of creates kind of like a baby blue, but in some different light. It has like a teal tint to it. It's kind of hard to see again with this lighting in the garage, but that's what color it is. So let's check this out. So let's just take out the top here. I decided to, since the wood was pretty soft, I decided just to sand the rest of the old stain off. Alright, so let's throw some gel stain on this. I'm using hickory. I did lose the footage of me wiping it off, but I usually just wipe it off the microfiber towel. But yeah, let's check out this process. So this is what it looks like with it stained and wiped off. And as you can see, the color contrast, you can kind of see the blues like I was talking about in earlier parts of the video. But yeah, let's continue and check out the rest. Alright, so we're wrapping this one up. I'll be using the crystal clear matte polyurethane. I always do at least 2 coats of this. And I'm really liking this Wagner spray gun I got. Alright, time to throw in some hardware. I still have this pack that my dad got at an estate sale for $1.25. It's got a bunch in there, so I decided to use the silver. I thought it would look good on the lighter color. And yeah, also, you know, it was free for me, so decided to throw that on there. And yeah, I think it looks pretty good. Let's check it out. Alright, so here it is in my house. This is how it is on Facebook Marketplace. And yeah, let me know what you think. I know I had some issues with it. I'm sure I'll get some keyboard warriors in the comment section saying some stuff about it. But hey, if you made it this far, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Until next time, thanks.